Testing. 1, 2. Is this thing sanctified? Good. Alright, sinners, skeptics, and that one guy in the third row still trying to convert us. Welcome back. Please extinguish your disbelief and silence your inner virtue. Now entering the sanctuary, veiled in smoke and clothed in blasphemy, your masked ministers of mayhem. I give you the sermon you didn't ask for, from the voices you probably shouldn't trust. Welcome to the Church of Cynics.
Welcome back to the Church of Cynics. My mic might actually be too loud, but regardless, we're back. I don't know what episode we're on. It's been so long since we've.
I think it's only
This will be the
second one.
The second one. Damn, that's crazy. But yeah. It's really good to be back, actually. We've talked about doing this, and actually we're both kind of hesitant to do this now, but fuck it, it's one of my days off, so might as well do what we can and when we can. You know what I'm saying?
And there's so much that's happened since the last time that we've even done this.
Right, yeah. You just heard that. That like blasted into the mic.
My headphones are so
done. Oh shit. That's crazy. Alright, we're off to a good start. Jesus Christ. Holy shit. But yeah, you said we've done a lot of things since the last episode. I'm remembering now.
Yeah, we would talk.
It's the third. Would be the third episode.
That's what I thought, but I was like, I didn't know if you released the second one or not, or I don't know. I don't even know. But it was either the second or third. But I think on the last one we talked about wanting to go to Disney, or we were hopefully planning for it, and then I think it's been over a year since we even did this.
It feels like 2 years, actually.
Something like that, yeah. And
because we were talking about it like the year prior of going to Disney.
Yeah, actually.
And then we went to Disney the next year, which was 2024. And then now it's 2025.
Yup.
Past when we went to Disney, which was last year in April. Let's actually get into that, because
let's break it down on everything. Also, there's just so much that we've done, but we did go to Disney.
Yeah,
we pulled it off.
We did that shit.
We did.
We've set out a goal to do it. Like you said, well, it was a goal it was a topic on the last episode, right? Mm-hmm. But you put it, if we're remembering right, you said that we were just like, it was a topic that was our dream to do. We didn't have a real plan for it, right? Mm-hmm. Versus fucking now that we actually went, and wow. You know, the first thing that I want to say about that is it's been a year since we went. More than a year, just like what?
A year and like
a month.
A month coming up like next week.
It's still it's haunting us.
It's like still ingrained in us, like the urge just to go back. Like leaving I cried on the airplane. I don't generally cry much anymore. I've grown. But that just, it's a sore spot.
That's a lie.
No, I don't. Not as much, I said.
Okay.
You better.
But yeah, what you were saying, sorry.
Like, I'm not the type to just cry out in public or anything like that, is what I mean. Obviously.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't really see you crying because I was like...
It was also
know.
really
Yeah.
dark in the plane. We were coming home late at night. But you were like, we'll come back or something. And I was looking out and I looked at you and I just had a couple of tears falling.
Yeah. I think I do remember like seeing you like really emotional. I didn't see you cry particularly, but you were like really emotional.
Mm-hmm.
You had the window seat, and I guess you had the best view of just landing Orlando, and then you had the worst view leaving Orlando. Did I say Orlando? I meant Orlando. But yeah,
I have to. Well, our main goal was just to go to Disney, even if it was just us. But we had it in us that we wanted to take our moms each. Not just because, oh, hey, let's bring our moms. But it was like fulfilling a dream to be able to do that for our moms on top of it. Mm-hmm. And we were able to take not only our moms, but your two of your sisters. Right. Which was so, what is that? Like, fulfilling, I guess. Or an achievement in a way.
Yeah.
It felt so good to, like, just have a week where nothing mattered. Mm-hmm. Be at peace. It was just so nice. And it's so beautiful there. But, like, the planning of it, it was insane.
We were stressed.
We were very, very stressed. It gets to sometimes, too. There was times where we were just like, should we just not go?
Right, because we were stuck up until, the 3 months prior or 4 months prior. I was still picking an Airbnb.
Yeah, we got it like 3 months prior.
And we'd had already, how do you say, like you pay this much amount, I guess a deposit, and then you can pay the rest closer to arriving, the date that you arrived. Mm-hmm. We had rented basically the first Airbnb that we wanted, and we had other guests that were coming, but then ended up not going through it. So we kept changing Airbnbs, and I think we did 3 Airbnb changes until on the third one, we picked the one that was within range of a price and within the family members as well. So that's we got that dealt with finally. What was the other struggle that we had?
I feel like we ordered our airplane tickets. That was the first thing we bought, and we bought it
the airplane tickets
more than 6 months in advance, and we paid well over $1,200
just for
baggage, flight there, and returning.
And it was just for me, you, your mom, and then our two kids.
Exactly. But then we also, the biggest mistake, I will say this, anybody traveling anywhere, don't get rental cars with your airplane tickets, like how they are, like bundle it, because we arrived and we paid, I think 400, 500, 600 in there. 600.
Over 600.
For the rental cars. We didn't even get the rental cars, and for 2 cars, and we never got that money returned.
Regardless, we lost money on that shit, and that kind of ate away our budget at the time.
Well, not.
Yeah, it killed me.
When we first,
because I paid the whole fucking thing. All right, sorry.
Like when we first ordered it, when we first booked our ticket, I mean, it didn't take out of what we went there with. It took out of it before Christmas. Yeah, we did that like in October or something, and we went in April. To give an idea, we booked our tickets in October or around in that area, and we went in April, way too much in advance.
Right, yeah.
And then you can go.
And then with the plane tickets, we found out through through my mom, because she was going to pay for herself and my two sisters. They were going to do their plane tickets around the time that we were about to take off, which was April. They bought the tickets for 3 tickets. And it was significantly, like the price went significantly down.
I think, if I'm correct, it was like $350 to $450 with their suitcases included.
It wouldn't surprise you, it was $300. All right.
We paid like triple that for our tickets.
$1,200.
Mm-hmm. And then we also, I didn't know, neither did you, but we got our baby who was, what was he? He was 2.
2. Just
turned 2, but he was like 2.5 when we went. We got him a seat. So we had a whole row, and then my mother and our other child were on the row right next to us. We got him a seat, didn't know he could even sit in it. We put him in it and buckled him, and right as takeoff, like the ladies were walking back and forth, and then right before takeoff,
didn't we get a car seat? Didn't we bring our car seat onto the plane? You know, what's that docking station that you go? They extend that thing to the plane when it's parked. Didn't we bring that with? And then they said they had to take our stuff into the wherever they put the baggage in.
Yeah, underneath the plane. Like, we got an airplane approved car seat for him to sit in it, to sit in the seat, and they still took it anyways, which was very confusing. I will say, it showed it was airplane approved and everything. We had it all in our head, like, yeah, this is gonna work.
It's because that was all part of the planning that we did it.
Yeah,
that was part of the plan. We didn't go in there just winging it. We planned the whole thing to get the car seat and get the airplane approved car seat to bring onto the plane, and then boom, we had everything ready at that point.
Yeah.
We go in there, and they took our shit.
Put it right underneath the plane. So then, when they did that to us, we didn't have more than like 2 minutes to sit down from TSA check. Like, we got there 2 hours in advance. We went through the TSA. It started to get, it wasn't really long, but took a couple minutes, whatever. We got through, managed to take our children to the bathroom, got out, and our plane was boarding right away, which was so crazy to me. We didn't even have time to think, like, oh, they took our car seat. What are we going to do? We didn't even have time to think about that, so we had to just keep going and going. And then we had to pull out our laptops, put them in our carry-ons from our suitcase. Remember how, like, flustered we were with just little things? Little things maybe we just didn't know. But with the car seat, we really planned it. And then when we boarded the plane, we were like, okay, we'll put him... Our podcasts are a mess. But we put him... What?
Go ahead.
We put him in the seat and buckled him, and none of the ladies said anything, the flight attendants. Here they're walking by. They look and whatever, and they do a couple back and forths. They do like that little demonstration before the plane takes off, whatever. And then, like, right as we start almost moving, this lady does one more thing, and she's going to the back to buckle in herself. And she stops and looks at her baby, and she goes, how old is he? And we were like, 2. And she goes, oh, he needs to be in your guys' lap. And we were so thrown up. We were just laughing because he sat there so well too, though. He was like ready. He was in his little seatbelt and he was just chilling. And then I had to hold him, and then we would switch on and off throughout the flight, which was fine. But the way the lady was so disturbed for a minute, like, we had no idea. But
wait. I don't know if it'll play through, but the way that, like, she was going up and down the aisles and shit, and then she saw our baby right in the middle of us, buckled up, and he's very small still. And then the way she just took a glance at us and went and like did a double take and then looked at our son and was like, wait, what did she say?
She's like, how old is he? I was like 2. I didn't know what to say. I was like, oh, he's 2. We bought this seat for him. He has to be in your lap. I was like, okay. And then the other thing is we landed in Orlando. It's beautiful and everything. That airport is insane. You have to take a little, what are those things? Trams?
Oh, yeah.
Just to get...
I actually thought that was neat, though.
It was neat, but remember how chaotic it was? Just to get to the other part of the airport.
Yeah.
And then we had to get your sister a wheelchair, which is fine, but they made it so hard to find accessibility in that building. Like, we had to go up to several different people, and they finally found us one. And then we had to get our car. I tried driving. It probably took us like 2 hours to get out of the airport with everything and everybody ready. Mm-hmm. I started driving. I was not prepared for Orlando traffic. I'm going like the Midwest speed limit, like 30 on the leaving the ramp.
Like 45 that you had to go on.
Oh my God.
People don't even go 45. They go like fucking 60.
60, like average, whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Because we were the names on the drive, whatever, the renters of the car. Anyways, I got people yelling behind me in the car to drive faster and then to look out and do this. So we found the nearest Denny's, and it was
we survived until we got to that Denny's. Yeah,
we survived is basically what happened. Everybody was telling me, okay, there's a car here, or put your blinker on to go this way. But it was a block, mind you, and it felt like I was driving miles. But then I feel like that was like the craziest. And then we couldn't check into our Airbnb until like 3 p.m. and we landed at
like 9.
So we had a huge window. We ate, and then what do? We went to Walmart. I love Walmart. I love Orlando's Walmarts. I love them Walmarts. I just want to go back to Orlando just to go to Walmart. Even if we didn't do theme parks, I'd go to Walmart.
Yeah. What was your mindset when we literally landed in Orlando? Because you have to keep in mind that's like the furthest like you and I have been in our lives.
I didn't feel like it was real. I was like, what? Like the flight, I just kept looking out and I was like, okay, this is really happening. And then when we landed, it was hot and we were all wearing cold clothes because it was cold.
Yeah. I don't even remember what I was wearing, but yeah, I instantly felt the heat. But we saw the palm trees right away in the airport, and for some reason you see it that all the time, like in movies and TV show and whatever. It's just a thing that that's going to be there. To actually see it in person, though. To remember when we were in that garage or the parking lot? Like we're like on like the 3rd floor of it, and you can see down.
Oh yeah.
And there's like a section where it's just like all plants and shit, and there's like a little water or whatever going down.
Yeah. We took a photo of our child there. Yeah, we
took a photo of that. We just chilled to get the fucking the rental car ready, whatever. I was just sitting there with my son, and I was just looking out. I was just staring at this. This is probably insignificant. Nobody looks at it, but I was looking at it. I was staring at it. I think that was the moment where the thought of I'm actually here entered my mind, and I finally comprehended what was happening to my fat ass. I was really doing this shit. What was your moment?
I'd say when we got into then I went to the Walmart after Denny. Well, maybe Denny's. Maybe Denny's, because we got out of the car and we saw the palm trees. And I was like, holy crap. Like, I've never seen one. Mm-hmm. So I was just like staring at it while everybody was walking in. and I was kind of lagging behind, but I was just like, I was looking at all the cars, like all the different license plates, and there's such a diverse people down there. It's so like neat to see compared to where we live.
I want to back up a little bit. We had planned to do Universal, but the budget wasn't having any of that shit.
We could have done it, but we wanted to have a significant amount of money to spend at the parks and spend on everyone with us. Because it felt nice. We paid for everyone's basic expenses there. Like, no one had to go and buy food for themselves. Like, we took care of everyone, and that felt so nice to do. Considering, I feel like going into this, I never saw myself being able to do this. Like, having a moment of reflection, doing that, and having everyone with us. It was just really, really nice.
But the drive there, right? We would see all these different fucking theme parks on the side of the, what do you call it? The interstate.
Yeah,
I don't know if
we
you were
saw
in the interstate
SeaWorld.
or I don't know what road you're on, but basically it was just multi-lane road. And we would drive through all of that and we would see signs of different theme parks. You know that Coldplay song that has the piano?
Yeah.
Fucking, that's how I felt driving through Orlando, going on our way to the Airbnb. It was like we kept pointing things out from left to right of the fucking car. Remember there was like a parachute? I don't know if there was a real parachute or it was like
the
something
hot air
else.
balloon?
The hot air balloon.
That was so fucking random to see, though.
It was like, whoa, what the fuck? It wasn't like right in front of. It was like in the distance. Like wait. It was like, wait, hold on. What the fuck is that doing there? And then we looked to the left. Oh my God, SeaWorld. And then looked to the other right. Oh wait, that's the. Oh wait. That's a blue ass building we know nothing about, but it's blue as hell and we like it.
Well, I watched the Florida Project, and you caught like the end of it, and so we were spotting buildings off of it. The only thing that we didn't get to see,
Fuck yeah,
was the hotel in the Florida Project, but it used to be like a purple or a pink, and they painted it white, so it's nah. But we saw buildings from that, and we got
tidbit
really
of information you have to like throw like that. You could just like keep going from the beginning, and then at the end. But then you know what they did with the building? They painted all fucking white. Can you believe that shit?
yeah, because it was pink or purple. I wanted to see it. I wouldn't even recognize it if I didn't see it.
And people probably drive by that, not probably, but they literally definitely drive by that building and think nothing of it. But for us, every little thing that was of color, and because it was sunny and hot and everything compared to where we are now, everything felt more vibrant to us. And it was just so fucking, I don't know, it was so lively. Mm-hmm. You felt like for some, I keep comparing to how people live there than versus me, because I'm self-conscious like that. I'm very insecure. I think that people that live there think that, oh wait, they probably don't even look at it. They just know that they probably don't even know it exists until they see, like, oh yeah, that's what that's saying. But to us, every little thing, every little detail, like mattered to us in that moment, and I think that's why it felt so lively to us. There was another theme park that we saw that on the way to the Airbnb. That was such a nice drive, by the way, because it was like everything was like in view. Because you think of Orlando, you think of theme parks and shit, and then to take that road, it was like, wait, this is literally the best representation of Orlando that I'm experiencing right now, in person, live, in studio. I'm seeing shit that I'm seeing fucking everywhere on the TV or on the fucking show. What?
You made me laugh and I started choking on my saliva.
Yeah, like it was just like, wasn't that cool though? You could just see everything that we saw, everything that we knew that was there, everything that we didn't know, but it was a good assumption that was going to be there anyways. SeaWorld, fucking, that one little weird, small fucking theme park that was. Oh God.
Funhouse.
What are the fuck?
Funtime, something like that. It's so small, but I feel like it's for like locals that I don't
that
know.
are poor.
That would be
trailer park.
that would literally be me.
Oh my god, let's go.
When I was a
let's
child,
go
if I grew up there,
The
though.
ghetto Disney.
Hey, it looked kind of fun, but I
And
saw
there's like a deal on the corner of that.
like I loved seeing
Oh, but
like, the
wasn't that
roads.
drive was amazing though? Sorry, I don't mean to. Wasn't that amazing though?
yeah.
That was like
I was gonna add
That-
on to it.
okay. Sorry.
No, the road signs that say Disney Road or whatever, the roads change. They have their own road off of that road.
What?
When you're driving on that road to our Airbnb, it'll
Yeah.
say take a right for like Disney exit.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like called Disney Industrial Drive or something. They have their own roads.
Disney World Drive, yeah.
Disney World Drive.
Or just no, they call it World Drive.
World Drive. But like they have their own roads for their theme parks. It was so cool passing it. And then the
You talk about that sign, those signs you would see.
what is that called? Like you know how like the telephone poles? They have one that's literally Mickey's ears, like his ears and his face. Remember that one that we would see?
I don't remember seeing that, but holy shit.
I got a photo of it. We would pass it every time going to our Airbnb. Like they have Mickey everywhere. It's so cute. But then there's like we speculate we saw Universal Studios, but we were so in like awe on that drive to the Airbnb.
Yeah.
We are just trying to take it all in at once.
Mm-hmm.
And then doing that every day, going to the theme parks was so much fun. But I absolutely love that drive. I could drive in Orlando all the time just to look at everything.
Yeah. Just like a little tidbit of information, or whatever. The next time we go to Orlando, which is in the works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next year, because of this year, we had to take care of stuff around the house with the budget that we made for it. But next year, just a little teaser. We're going back to Orlando. And this time, they ain't ready.
I'm not ready. Well, like I don't even know if
We're all not ready.
On our last video, the reason we didn't go this year, our plan is to go every year, like a family trip every year.
Ooh.
But this year we had to really take care of our farm and our ranch and get things in place for when we go next year. Because I don't know if I said it in our last podcast or if we even did it at that time.
We talked a little bit about what we want to do around
what we want to do,
farm.
but I have a horse now. I don't know if we ever said that.
What we're gonna do, but I have a horse now. What? That's
I don't
part
know.
of the farm.
No, I don't know if we ever talked about that or did a podcast after I got my horse.
You got a horse, yeah, you did.
And we got like 50 chickens now. They're coming.
Well, we don't have it now, but they're coming.
They're coming next week.
Ready. Yeah.
And there's so much going on our
And they're
farm
gonna be
right
butchered.
now. They're my babies. I'm painting the chicken coop pink, but that's besides the point. We'll talk more about that at the end. We get to the Airbnb.
Finally. And I had to fucking record this. It was
Oh
such
my God.
And we looked on YouTube, whatever, and there's like way better houses there, right? Like millionaire shit, and even like into like the 500K range. There's like a lot of beautiful houses that we would see on YouTube and listings on what's that one app?
Zillow. Zillow.
Zillow, yeah, Zillow. But this house in particular we got, and to me it was like, I actually left the review because I'm corny like that, but on Airbnb, and I said it's like walking into your like dream house.
Yeah, it literally.
And they actually replied.
Did they? You never even told me you left a review. I was thinking about the other day. I was like, damn, we didn't leave a review for them. And it was so perfect. Like we walked in and our oldest son's face, that's something that will stick with me. He was like, oh my God. Like he walked in and looked at like the house, the interior, and looked at me and he was gone. He found everything cool about the house right away. Like, he ran to the game room. He ran to the upstairs game room. He ran to the pool. And our little baby, he ran. Well, I opened up the pool area because we had a built-in pool type thing. Yeah, the built-in pool. They had a nice pool and patio and it was closed in because of the mosquitoes there and stuff. But
I thought, and I remember we both. Well, I don't know if you, but I thought it was glass that was it was enclosed, like it was a sun. It was like a sunroom. It's just screens.
yeah, but it was still nice because you could hear the animals, and we had a beautiful view in the back. It was just like kind of swamp, and I was
swampy,
praying for an alligator. That's the only thing I did not see in Florida, and I wanted to, but our toddler, as soon as he got in the house, he walked straight through to the pool, and he tried climbing right in the hot tub, and your mom was like holding him. Oh my God. But she was grabbing his shirt, trying to pull him out, and she was like, no, not yet. But my favorite thing, after everyone got settled in the house, you were laying in the bed. He was laying in our bed.
And we picked the best.
The room. Master suite. Mm-hmm. Everyone had a really nice room, though. This was like a 7-bedroom house. It was beautiful.
And I keep trying to compare with people that already live there.
Yeah.
Houses like that are probably like, oh, it's like the same outline as the house, like probably the other side of town, with the stairs going up to the other rooms, and then the living room with the kitchen right there, then the master bedroom being on the first floor,
and the dining room as you walk in. This is
like reminding me of the balcony on top, or the loft, what do you want to call it? Mm-hmm. And then the pool with the screen, and we learned now, or I think we learned after, or before, but now we know, like, oh wait, the house is very reminiscent to like all the other houses in Orlando, but still,
they have the same floor plan.
Floor plan, yeah. But going to the house, for some reason, it just like, oh, holy shit.
Well, you don't see those type of houses here either. Like, I've never been into a house like that. I grew up poor. This has been stated. Well, I'm saying,
but like other people that live there, are already too used to it. But to me, a native, hard native. From the hood.
I felt like we were on tribal council because we were in a different state. I felt like we were on council. What? You know how they always go to Las Vegas and spend money and they buy themselves houses?
I'm saying I felt like the dude that was at the apartments, always watching Disney Channel and Disney movies, growing up in Disney movies. And then I would see these sweepstakes to win a trip to Disney World or Disneyland, whatever. Always. And it was ongoing. Every fucking month they had different fucking sweepstakes, win a trip, whatever. Growing up, seeing that. And then finally, into my adulthood, walking into that house, it was like so like I wanted to jack out. I mean, I wanted to cry.
What the hell?
I wanted to cry. You know what I'm saying? No. But for seriously, that was so. I don't know how to explain it because it was like happiness I never felt before.
Yeah.
That's how it felt.
Yep.
I could have just said that, but yeah, it was like happiness that hello. It was like happiness I never felt before, and I think that's what. And it's crazy because I haven't been anywhere else. I've been to like Yellowstone. It's kind of like, I guess, I don't know, relatively far. It's like Montana, but then you go further down to Wyoming, whatever. Going to like trips and shit, I haven't been that much. But going to Florida, and I haven't been anywhere else. But for some reason, I know like in my heart, going to Florida, Orlando in particular, like I fell in love with it. Like I literally fell in love, and people say, "Oh, I fell in love with going there," but then they go somewhere else, right? Mm-hmm. I fell in love with Orlando in a way where I see myself living there, like actually, like having a second home there, and if not like a first home, whatever. Mm-hmm. But being there, I can't see myself I can't see myself not living there anymore. I think about Orlando constantly. That's why I said it. Why did I say it was haunting? It's like haunting me at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did the first day was just the Airbnb, chilling out,
Yeah.
basically. Didn't we order food or we made food? We ordered food.
Yep. And then
It's because we knew the next day Magic Kingdom was the first day that we were going to do. That was part of the plan. We had a plan. We did a good itinerary, we said, but it was just our own thing that we did. We paid the tickets prior to that too. How much was the tickets, by the way? Fucking 2,000 cards.
yes. Yeah, it was $2,000. I feel like if anybody listens to this, they'll add up just a little bit of money that we did include. We're obviously not going to include money throughout all
Was
this.
it 2,000?
Yes, it was like 1998.98.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, 1970, 74 cents, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking 2,000 for
$1,000
4 bodies
for 3 days at the park.
for 3 days at the park, yeah.
And we did it back to back to back, which was, knowing now we're putting a day in between
Which
each
was
park.
a mistake almost. I don't want to say mistake because it was like, oh my God, we did it and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But anyone listening out there, do not do back to back theme parks, visits, trips, whatever you want to call it.
And this goes for anyone, even if you're fat, even if you're skinny.
Even if you're homeless, don't fucking do it.
If you have
Well, you
children
can't do it.
and anything, just don't do it, because
Even if you're an alien.
and if you do what we did the first day Magic Kingdom, second day Animal Kingdom, third day Hollywood Studios. I feel like we did it in a good, correct order.
Right, yeah. Magic Kingdom was the... Because when you think of Disney World, you think of that castle.
Yeah.
And, right, literally the first thing that you want to do at Disney World is the castle. And it's crazy because before planning out the parks that we're going to go, I thought that it was all one big thing.
Yeah, I did too. I'm not going to
So
lie.
I thought we were going to do that like one day and then go back the next day to that same place and then go back to the third place, whatever. Mm-hmm. I thought it was all in one thing. And the first thing that you walk into is like obviously the what do you call that? That little town, like that fake town,
Main Street?
Main Street,
USA.
And then you go down, and then you would see the castle, and then everywhere behind it and the sides of it
was
was
like
all the other shit that you would see.
Epcot, whatever.
Yeah, we thought Epcot was like not
thought
like
they were
walking
like-
distance with the castle.
Yeah.
Not true at all. We found that out as soon as we started planning. Like, wait, there's fucking 3 parks for this shit. And
4.
It's all 4. Well, yeah, 4 parks, but we can only do 3 parks. There's separate parks that we have to like drive to get to them. And the traffic there, it might as well get like 20 minutes to go to one park to fucking go to the next one. If you wanted to do park hop, we never wanted to do that because that shit's crazy. Why would you do a park hop on a fucking
Right.
whatever? Magic Kingdom, that was our first day, or the first theme park on the second day in Orlando. Magic Kingdom, we're there. We got parking, $30, right? 40,
Yeah.
$30. We parked, and that wasn't even. We thought, okay, I thought we parked, and then we had to walk to the park.
Yeah, like a
Which you
regular
can-
entrance.
Right, like a regular entrance, right? No, we had to take what is it called? An Amway system or a
buses?
tugboat?
Wait,
Am I
first
saying
when
tugboat
we
right? Or is it what kind of boat was it?
ferry.
Ferry.
But
Why
no,
did I say tugboat?
you're forgetting this too. We
Sorry.
parked and we had to get on a bus
Oh,
to be
yeah, yeah, yeah.
driven to go
Yeah, it was
to
like
the
a train
first
kind of thing.
entrance.
It was like a train golf cart kind of thing.
Yeah, like a big jumbo golf cart, and they drove us all across this parking lot.
Just to get to the place where you have to take then another system of transportation to go to the park itself.
Yeah, we chose the ferry because we watched a lot of videos in advance.
Getting to
and
the White House would be easier.
They literally would. But then you get to the main entrance where you scan your ticket. We scanned it and then we had a fingerprint And then we had to get a card from them because it was our first time. And he remembers what finger he used. I don't remember my fingers. So now the next time we go, it's going to take me forever scanning each finger just to that Disney little finger thing where you go like that to scan your fingerprint for your ticket.
I don't even remember which finger. I remember you're supposed to do your fingerprint. I don't even know what finger you're supposed to do.
A couple months.
Can you just do it with the first index finger?
I guess so, but Jasper went
and did his pinky or
our son went and did the most complicated finger. I think he did
his most complicated finger. And
he like did his ring finger or something. I remember, and I was like, "Oh gosh, we're not gonna remember it." But that's for the next time. And then you enter, and there's like this beautiful Mickey floral right there after you go through the gate. Yep. And I think we took a photo there. But then we go in, and right away you're met with, "Are your kids gonna walk or are they gonna go in a stroller?" Boom, another $50-$60 for a stroller for the day.
You can bring your own stroller.
Yeah, but there's
but it's only the one where it's like it has the fucking the candy cane hooks.
Yep.
The for handles.
The most basic one too. Like
but
you can't
take your own wagon.
No, you can't take wagons, and you can't take double-seated strollers, and you can't take certain types of strollers. So it was so complicated. It was so complicated. We figured, okay, we'll rent it. But now, since we have gone, obviously we probably will rent another stroller. But it's just like, geez, just to get in the park, we've spent $100.
Maybe not. I think Jazz will be okay now because you can walk along.
Our oldest will be okay.
But our oldest boy will be okay to walk now. But our youngest one probably will need just a regular fuck-ass stroller. And I might actually not pay a fucking stroller next time.
Right. They do have the single
but it was huge. And they have it was good. It was good because it wasn't like always in the way you can like park it, and there's like a bunch of parking shit stroller for every stroller or whatever. Mm-hmm. Which was cool because
that was cool. And I actually didn't see nobody stealing stuff. That was my biggest fear. But a lot of people have the trustworthy system there. Don't touch someone's stuff.
A lot of people have their own stuff in their own strollers. So even if a thief would think about it, it'd be like, oh my god, there's too much. Yeah,
a lot of people leave. Like I saw, I don't know if you saw. I don't know if you saw, but I saw people left like their purses or their bags on their stroller.
Right.
Which was kind of nice because because Disney has a lot of cameras. If you're going to do something, you're going to get caught.
Right, yeah.
But I feel like that's what they're thinking is, but I did not want to risk it. But those strollers are nice for putting your merch in. But the only thing is, if your kids get off the stroller, your stroller is going to fall backwards.
Because we had a lot of stuff hanging on the handles.
Yeah, it was kind of complicated because then you had to move your stuff, and then do you trust leaving your merch? It was just like a internal thing, but
you guys were purchasing that. Thank you for purchasing that, even though it was my car. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for taking care of that. Right. It was me and my youngest boy. I was carrying him just because you guys were still in line to get it, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Me and him were the first to get out of that section and then go into down the hall, and within that hall you would see like pictures of Walt Disney himself, like old photos or whatever, shit like that. But as soon as you step out of that section, me and my boy heard those dudes that have those shitty ass like brim hats and then ribbons on there, and they had like striped sleeves and shit, and they're going and they're all singing like different harmonics or different tone voices, and whatever.
I can't think of what they're called. Those a cappella groups.
Yeah, in a racist time, that was what you would hear in Main Street, whatever town.
Main Street, USA.
You would hear that, and I heard that, and then me and him, I was carrying him, and I saw the castle, and it was like in the distance, but it was like close. It was big enough to seem like it was like right in front of it. And I looked at it, and I was like, holy shit. Jesus Christ, this is what it is. This is God.
Yep.
On the first day of being in Orlando, we went to Walmart, obviously, because you mentioned that. We got a Disney shirt. It said Disney, then 2024. I didn't have a Disney shirt prior. I just had regular shirts, whatever.
Yeah, me
We
too.
said, fuck it, let's just get one, whatever, to use it for our stay or during our visit during the parks. So I got that black Disney 2024 shirt. It was
So
perfect.
do I.
We got it, both got it, and then we took a picture. And then what happened?
This guy walks up and he's like, my family, it's my family. And he was with his own family and he like left them and came and took photos with us. And we thought that was so funny. Like we took a photo with him. It was just so, people were really nice there. Like everybody was just in their moment, I feel. But
it was hot though.
Yeah, it was.
It was hot. And it was like not even like, like it wasn't even in the 90s. But obviously Florida hemisphere
humidity.
hits different.
Their
Probably
humidity
because
is
it's like right next
crazy
to
there.
but like probably because it's like surrounded by ocean, whatever. But holy shit, the humidity hit different there. Immediately you notice it at the airport. But the more we were there, the more it became more. How many mores can I use? Noticeable, more.
Distinguished.
Yeah, it was just hitting. It was hitting. I don't know how else to fucking put it. But we wore black on black, obviously, because we're retarded. But we love black and wearing black because we are black. I mean, we're very dark people. Yeah. But what else did we do? So we took a picture, and then we were like.
But it was so hot first, right after the picture, we spent right away again like $100 on that fan.
Oh yeah.
And then we bought the children bubble guns.
Yep.
And then we got popcorn because right after that we walked around to go get a drink. We got a drink too, and you and I went straight to Space Mountain.
Space Mountain. And what was that world called?
I don't know. It's the one to the right of
whatever that world is
castle.
called, where Space Mountain is. That is what I wanted to do. The first thing, because I think that's the best ride there at Magic Kingdom.
Everything you think, like we watched all these videos, right? Mm-hmm. Everything you think you have this preconceived notion about, like you think, oh, it's gonna look like this because I saw it. It's even more insane in person. I would say it's just sucks you right in.
Yep.
We waited like
immerses you.
Immerses you, yeah, exactly. We waited like an hour and a half, and towards the end, when we got into that jam-packed area, you could really feel the wait time. Mm-hmm. But other than that, that's when like the queue ends when you're in that packed space.
Yeah.
And then they took us around this back part, and then you were back immersed again.
Yeah.
And then when we loaded, we thought it was just a 2-seater seat. So I was in the front, you were in the middle, and there was a girl behind you that I didn't realize until we saw the photo. There was just a single rider girl behind you. She was a young girl, probably like a teenager, right?
Mm-hmm. Cool. So we're right at Space Mountain, about to get loaded into our seats. And at that moment, when I was right there, ready to see our ride pull up to us, that's when I started getting like nerves wracked. I was like, oh my God, it's fucking, oh my God, I don't think I can do this. Like I wasn't saying it out loud, I was saying in my head. Mm-hmm. And just that little voice in me like, dude, don't do this, don't do it. You can walk away, you can get out of here. You can like, even if they try to make you can fucking fight them. You can fucking get the fuck out of there. Just get out of there.
Mind you, I'm thinking this is just a little sweet ride. I have no idea. And we just, oh my gosh, I see why you thought that though. If I knew what I knew.
Yeah.
I'm not telling our moms or anything for this next year, and I'm gonna do what you did to me, basically. Had no idea.
We got into the seat, and it drove us to the dark, whatever, right? And I was going slow. Doesn't go fast right away.
But then it starts going up.
Then it goes up.
And I'm going, oh, okay.
It goes up, and then out of nowhere, how did you explain it? When it goes up, on the other side of the, it's like there's a barrier.
and it shoots right next to you. Like the wind.
Yeah.
If my arm was out, I felt like it would have got chopped
You
off.
got chopped up by those people.
Like I was like, what the hell?
And I heard you say, "Oh my god," that's all because you wanted to keep it cool, but I feel like you wanted to scream at that
I
time.
wanted to swear, but I was thinking it's Disney. I can't
Yeah.
swear in here. They'll
And it just
kick me
heard-
out.
And it just that fucking noise, and they're screaming, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
I don't even remember. I just remember being. That was the scariest ride I've been on.
And the whole time, I'm like, people are putting. I think people are putting their hands up, whatever.
Yeah, because a cart passed us more than
and
a
I
few
think
times.
one of the girls passed. I saw girls screaming, whatever.
Yeah.
Putting their hands up.
I was like, I give them
I'm
credit.
thinking, I'm like, just that split second, how do they put their fucking hands up if they're gonna get their hands chopped off by one of the bars? My head is gonna get chopped off. The top of my muff is gonna get fucking slid off, or they're fucking going down, and I'm like a little turtle like this, and I'm literally clutching onto the part where they lock you in.
Yep,
So I'm
that's
looking
what I
like a
was
little, like a
doing.
toddler, like just getting ready to eat, like fucking going down. And then it kept going and going, and for some, it kind of hurt too, because it kind of you jerking back forth, right?
Yeah. And you're just trying to protect yourself. My thought too, I was crouching and I'm going, oh, I hope Byron's crouching because I don't want a decapitated husband on.
And then you
after
look behind me, and I'm just headless.
I know, like that was my thought. I'm being serious. I was thinking that to myself. I hope he's not too tall for this ride. That was like my thought, but I didn't say it obviously while we're on the ride because you can't even think. I couldn't even I was trying so hard to hold myself in place, but it like whips you, so then you're like getting scared even more. It was really funny though, and it was overall.
Yeah, that was a pretty good name for the Magic Kingdom. First day of the Disney Magic Kingdom. Mm-hmm. We went home, relaxed a little bit, and I think this is where we should pontificate now. Spread out your theme park visits when you go to Disney World. Or I guess it could apply to anything, but for this in particular, visiting Orlando, going to theme parks, do not do them back to back because we still had to go to sleep to get up early in the morning again to go to another theme park. Mm-hmm. That was our plan. I think it was, that's our plan. We can do that. Next park that we were going to was Animal Kingdom. And this is the one that I was looking forward to because I'm a Lion King fan since day one. That was my fucking movie. That was my shit. And then always dreaming because of that, not just because of that movie, but it definitely helped the inspiration to go to Africa, go to the safari wildlife and just look at what you see on the movies and television and documentaries. It's just lions and elephants and giraffes and gorillas and monkeys and all these other shit that you would see on the movies, and I would be inspired to. I was inspired to just visit that world, and then going to Animal Kingdom. It literally that was gonna be like going full circle, basically for me, starting from being inspired by such a movie, just being ingratiated into that world, talking about the magic of just being sucked into that magic and actually being into that world that they've created for Lion King as well as other movies. We went to Animal Kingdom, and that wasn't as bad as Magic Kingdom. You park there, and then you go straight into the park. That was perfect.
Yeah.
That was perfect. But remember there was like it was like very weird how we had to walk through it, and then remember there was like a shifty
oh my gosh.
whatever. I thought wait, but then obviously we knew that there's a different way you can take whatever. But we wanted to do everything basically, so we went through that thing, and for some reason, just the way that path that we chose to go through, where everything was dense in that part, you couldn't see the main part of the park.
Yeah.
Because it was all dense into that one section you had to go through all these reptiles and all the animals that you can see in person. Finally, we reached out of that dense part, and then we finally saw everything, and we saw right there in the middle the tree of Life, was it called? The
Yeah.
Tree of Life, that big fucking tree. And that was like
so cool.
that was like the castle version of the Animal Kingdom.
I love their layouts. See, I didn't even know there was another entrance to go straight to the Tree of Life, but I really love what we did. It gave our boys a moment to immersion, but it also gave them a moment, like, it eases you into it. I love that way. I think I'd do that way every time. And our boys were so relaxed there. It was so nice. I would say out of all the parks, that is the park to go to with your children, especially if you have children under like 5. That is the park to go to. It's so relaxing. It's like a fun zoo, like a crazy zoo. Compared zoos would just have no rides and stuff. But and then once we were walking in, I was just hyper fixated on the Tree of Life. Like that's where my eyes were. I didn't see much around us, but I, with my ADHD, I saw Kevin from Up, and I just kind of left my family and started walking towards him. I remember that. I was like, guys, there's Kevin. And he was the man in the suit. What they do there, what we've learned and figured out, they have to, it's so hot in Florida, which we haven't said it enough already, the humidity. In that costumes, they have to, either what they do is they go back and take a quick breather, a 5-minute break, or they swap out people in costumes, which I think they do. Yeah. And Kevin was leaving right as I wanted to meet him, but it was fine. I got to see him. And that bird is tall. Like, how did that person walk around in it? Because
probably they stood on crutches. Because you could see the leg muscles of the dude in the costume.
See, I didn't even see that. I thought I was just, it's Kevin. But
he was probably skinny in there too.
We were so rezzed out a little bit too.
Yeah, it was a little crazy. I mean, imagine I don't know how to explain it, but like Disney, it's supposed to be like, what you see on the TV and shit, and then imagine like for a brief second you saw natives like being natives in there, just fucking whipping out summer sausage and fucking.
We should have brought some actually, because you can bring.
We saw that one family in Magic Kingdom. They brought their own food and they just set up a picnic right in the middle of the park.
You know what's funny is they were of a different culture. They were Hispanic. They were real with it.
I thought they were like they looked Middle Eastern.
Well, maybe they were. They were darker.
Yeah, they were.
They weren't white, basically.
Darker complexion.
So you could tell, like, I don't know. I feel like that's a really native thing today to do, or anything other.
That's a brown people kind of thing.
Yeah.
We should have went all out native. If we were gonna show out Disney, we should have just went fucking full rezzed out native, bringing fucking what are you
summer sausage, cheese, bologna sandwiches,
packages and shit, and
bologna sandwiches, hot dogs.
We should have went all because we saw that because we were trying to act all white, down there and shit. But we saw that, like, oh fuck, that's a good ass idea, and they probably getting stared at, but
no, they had the right fucking idea, and they were probably content. Like, that was probably good, because you know what?
They looked like they were chowing down. They were like looking at it, but then they looked down the food and they're just like.
I bet you they were full too. You can't get full on Disney food. I mean, the only place we got, like, I would say had the best food was the Backlot Express or Backyard, whatever.
Yeah, we'll talk about that that's the third park that we went to, but we're still in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, but I gotta see.
Oh, go ahead.
I gotta see Pocahontas and Miko, and then we kept walking and we hit Mount Everest.
Ooh. And I can't remember if that was the ride that we were looking forward to, or that we just stumbled upon it. I thought that ride was in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, me too.
We weren't able to get out of here. We weren't able to do it, but we saw Mount Everest, and I didn't know what to expect, but it was pretty short. The wait time, for me, it felt like a short.
It was like 5 minutes. And
then we went into the, like you go to the pathway to how like they do like thematic pathways to the actual ride itself. And that music, that Tibetan music was playing and shit. That I talked about, like having like going to Space Mountain, and that pathway to the actual ride is like very cinematic. just the way it's thematic like that, where you thought you were in a spaceship or you thought you were in space. This one was like you thought you were in Tibet, in the mountains of Tibet, right? And the music playing and that fucking, it's just the way they had those props on the way there. You kind of had to go like a little swirl to like go on the line or whatever.
And they had like Bigfoot artifacts and stuff.
Yeah, or it wasn't it was Yeti artifacts.
Yeah.
And holy shit, I didn't know what to, because I'm trying to remember, this wasn't a ride that I was anticipating.
Right. I don't think we were even expecting to go on it. We just stumbled upon it and I go.
But this was a ride that I didn't know I needed to fucking go on. Because we got on the ride. And for some reason that ride just hit me so good in the ass. No, in the adventure in me, basically, right? Like childhood adventure feeling you get.
Yeah.
It just hit all the right spots going on that ride. Especially the part where it goes backwards.
So freaky too. I was not expecting to go backwards. I still don't know how they do all that, but that was so much fun. And I had to go on it twice because I was like, okay, I have to have my mom go on this. And she's not like old or anything, but she was yelling on this ride. She hasn't been on a theme park ride in so long, but it was making me laugh. I feel like the first ride when I went on with you, it was like my first experience, obviously, right? The second time, everybody must have went on this already. And so, like, the people were just, like, trolling the whole ride. When we stopped and right before we shoot backwards or whatever, this guy behind me goes, "Smell you later." And then the cart just took off and people were just, like, laughing. Like, they knew when the cues were. And I still was just like, holy shit. But it's also really scary. I don't like when you go straight up when you're first on that ride.
Yeah.
And half the track is on and half, like, the other side is just nothing.
Yeah.
I was on that side and I was like, But it was so much fun and it's really fast. I like that too.
I love that fucking ride. And it wasn't even the greatest ride. I still think Space Mountain overtakes it in a lot of ways. But for some reason, just the way that thematic, just the way that it made you feel. And it was, I just love that ride. And it's one of the more relaxing parks that you can, I think you said this in the beginning, but you said you take your children. It's probably the best one because it's just chill.
Very kid friendly.
Very kid friendly. You know, it's not as hectic as it was in Magic Kingdom. Yeah. So we went back to the Airbnb, chilled out. It was an early day out, basically.
Yeah, it was sunset, and then my mom was driving, and we were going down this road that we were familiar with from the past few days already, and we were just driving, and I had the windows down. And from where we're from, it's really cold during this time of the year. It's either really warm or really cold. We're in the Midwest, so it's no consistency. But it was just nighttime. We had all been like bathed or whatever. So I was in like just my lounge clothes, had the windows down in the car, and I was so content. Like the wind was blowing. The air was still warm because it's Florida. But the breeze just felt so refreshing, and it was nighttime. I love night drives. And it was like, I never felt more alive, and it was just so beautiful. And then our card locked because of all the transactions at Disney.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to order the food, and these people were just really chill and really nice at this Burger King. I was like, I will be right back. I said, I have to run back to our house that's nearby, and then I'll be back. But I instinctively called our Airbnb our house because even before we knew it, I was like manifesting our home in Florida. And I know that's our next step, which we'll talk about again. But I've never felt more just alive. I felt like I was alive actually down there. Like it wasn't just day to day. If that makes any sense. It was just really beautiful. And I had my hand out the window. It's so beautiful. I have nothing but good things to say about Orlando.
I feel like going anywhere like that is going to make us feel that way. But for some reason, I think Orlando just hit the right, perfect spot for us.
It
that
did.
We thought, okay, this isn't just a trip. This is an experience that we'll never forget and we'll never get anywhere else. So in our minds, in our mindset, we have to move here.
Mm-hmm.
This is our home now.
Yeah, and I feel like this also opened the door for us to wanting to go to other places too. I feel like Orlando is going to be our main spot.
Yeah.
You know how like people go to Italy once and they're like, "Oh, Italy is the best place I've ever been." I feel like that's Orlando for us.
Yeah.
But it makes us want to travel more. I want to go abroad, but I have a crazy fear of the ocean and planes. I can do planes over mainland as long as I know there's land underneath me, but the ocean is just a whole nother thing. I don't like it, but this has opened doors for us to want to explore more. And we're really, I wouldn't say shut-ins, but we're reserved people. We're not social butterflies. We're not that. And we're pretty much polar opposite. If we can do something without having a human interaction, I feel like we would, like ordering takeout or whatever, right? As long as we don't have to talk to someone. I mean, it's not that extreme, but
yeah, we're not like hermits at the end of the day, but we like to keep to ourselves. We like to go out sometimes and shit. But going out to Orlando really just shaped another part. Like there's moments in your life where it shapes you and shit, and that's usually happening in early ages in your life. But going to Orlando, it like reshaped another part of us, and I think it gave us the change that I feel like that we need living in Orlando. I don't know why. The idea of going to Orlando was amazing, but living there and having a life there makes sense to me. It's not just a love thing. It just makes sense to be there. I don't know why. I can't explain it as well as I have in my head. Just the feeling of just living there and having a life there. I think it's just because we grew up on nostalgia with all the Disney and the movies and shit. So for me, like I love movies and I want to make movies and I want to write movies basically. And it's because of all the things that I've seen in movies and television and music as well. Just growing up in Plano, North Dakota, on my TV, which wasn't a flat screen yet. Flat screens hadn't come out. It was just those tube TVs, whatever you call it.
Box TVs.
Just sitting in my room, going to school, coming back right away to watch TV and just Disney Channel, right? And just to see a life that I didn't have, and I wasn't bitter about anything, but it's just the mindset of that could happen to me. Or I want to. It's a childhood dream. I can have that someday. Someday I will be able to have that, even if it's not now or tomorrow or the next day or the next month or the next year or the couple years. But someday I can have that. And I didn't know exactly where I would be to acquire that dream. I just knew that I wanted to do those things. I think Orlando is all of that, like wrapped into one because of the Disney and the Universal threshold it has in Orlando. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just all wrapped into one, to where your childhood is literally right there in the city.
Yeah. It's also like I feel like late or 90s and early 2000s kid that grew up like 2000 and up, we all watched Disney Channel. We all saw the commercials, oh, win a trip to Disney. We all saw that. And Disney was at its prime in that. Now the ratings, like if you remember that video we watched, it's not what it was in the early 2000s and stuff. So like, I feel like as that kid, as like a poor kid from my experience, I was like, oh, I'll never do that, but that would be so cool. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a dream, I feel, for every child in that era to be like Disney. Because you knew, like, when I don't know if it was like back to school time for you if your school did that, but like the first couple days the teacher would be like, oh, what'd you do over summer? And there would be students in my class. Like I was in I wouldn't say I was in a rich school. I was in a very rural, small town school, but everybody's family, like they were well off. And so these kids would be like, oh, I went to here. I went to there. Oh, I went to Disney World. And a few kids would always go to Disney World, or they would travel somewhere to Hawaii, here. And I was like, I gotta stay with my grandma all summer. Like I didn't do anything. I went fishing with my grandma.
I would lie because the first time that I had to share, and I went to this white school until I went to the right proper place for me, was the native school after that. But in kindergarten, I had to lie. Oh no, I had to tell the truth because I thought, oh, this is whatever. When everyone was sharing the stories, all these other white kids, right? They would say, oh, I went to Disney World or Disneyland, and oh, I went to this place. I went like all these extravagant places that they could afford to go, where I couldn't go. And then it came to my turn, and I said, I didn't do anything. And they all laughed at me. I actually talked about this in the first episode, actually.
Yeah.
They all laughed at me. They laughed. Then I started lying after that. Oh, I went to fucking Disney World. I went to Disney World. I didn't even go. And the only place that it was exciting around that time was the school had to, or the school and the police had to fucking look after me because I ran away. I didn't run away just because whatever. I just wanted to go to someplace, and they had to look for me. And I was gonna come back, obviously, but if I could find my way back, I didn't have a plan. I just went out of the apartment that I was living in into Walmart, and I was like cross town. Then I was gonna come back. That was my thought process. I don't know where my way back is, but I'm gonna come back. But by the time I went to Walmart, they were looking for my ass. But they didn't catch me because I found my way back finally. And I found my way back with my mom crying. Because she thought she lost me and shit. And then Mrs. Melby, I'd never seen her in my apartment. So bizarre. Like, what the fuck are you doing in my apartment? What the fuck? And she's like, oh my God, where were you? And I just lied. I was like, oh, I just went out to the park. I had to lie. See, you know what I'm saying? That's how like fucked up I needed to have some sort of adventure in my life in that time. I needed to fucking make my own imagination and shit. I guess I think that's a good contribution to, I don't know, keep that childhood alive. Because, not childhood, what is it called? Keep that imagination alive is because I thought I was doing stuff that was adventurous. And even if it wasn't Disney World or Disneyland, I went to places that I could go. I could say, oh, I could do it. I could do it. And I did it, but then it wasn't good for either because doing it came with consequences. Like, oh shit, damn it, they're crying for me, and I just came back casually as if nothing happened. Even though I just went to Walmart, and it was an old Walmart too back in those days. It wasn't called the Super Walmart yet. It was one of those old Walmarts with the smiley faces and shit. But the third park that we went to. The third and final park that we went to was Hollywood Studios. And I was pretty excited for this one because it had the Tower of Terror and some other things that I wanted to do.
The Toy Story Land.
Toy Story
Mania or whatever it's called.
Yep.
I love that part.
Parking was good.
Parking was really good. We walked right to the entrance again. It's not like Magic Kingdom. I don't know why they did all that for Magic Kingdom.
I think because Magic Kingdom was the biggest one there.
Probably.
And the Animal Kingdom and Hollywood Studios in comparison are pretty small.
Check-in was really fast. There was no line. We walked right in. And then we got... we didn't really even spend any time in the main entrance area. We just kind of walked past that and we darted right to Tower of Terror. The wait minute was 5 minutes for you. Or 15. One of the two. It was between 5 and 15.
Like 25 minutes, but yeah.
And you hopped right on that, and I sat with my mom and just enjoyed the shade. So nice, and it was
I
still
went with my
cool.
oldest boy in there because he needed to experience that shit. We went to again, the pathway is very thematic to it because it's like a Tower of Terror, so it has this haunted feeling to it. We went through the whole
like
thing.
the Twilight Zone and everything.
Yeah, went through the whole thing. Finally, it was our time to get on the ride itself, and he did pretty good on this one. He didn't cry. I think he held my arm because we were right next to each other. And then on his side, another girl was trying to help him be comfortable and shit. And as soon as the ride first takes off, shoots up, I looked over and he has his eyes closed like this. And he was like scrunching his eyes closed. And he didn't want to look, and I had to look, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is crazy!" And then when it first goes down, you think you're gonna the elevator is gonna leave you because it's dragging down, and your body's gonna be still left up in the air. But it perfectly, I guess, the science behind that is it perfectly has your body go with the elevator down when it just drops down, and then it instead of it when it stops at the drop down, you think your body's gonna slam against the fucking sea and you're gonna get fucked up. But for some reason, it slows down just that momentum, just right enough to where you don't slam down. It feels like you're just cushioning down on your ass, and it goes back up and then it goes back down and goes up and down, up and down. All these erratic patterns going up and down, and then sometimes you go all the way to the top, and you can see on the outside how far up you are, and that part was really cool. And then obviously took a picture. I don't know where it's crazy because you don't really see where the cameras are, so you can't you want to flip it off and shit or something.
They just surprise you.
Yeah, they surprise you, whatever. And so we got done with that ride, and it was amazing. And he liked it too. He said, "Oh, even though he looked scared as hell." I think that's his thing. Every time he gets scared on a ride, but then you take him off and he's like, "Oh my god, I love that ride." After that, we knew we had to go to Phantasmic.
Yep.
We went there. We got some pretty good seats because we were kind of early a little bit. You could tell people were lining up or getting the seats ready. That show was amazing though, especially with the water splashing, and then the projector would screen the visuals on the water splashing.
Yeah, on the mist and everything.
Yeah, that was a good. What do you call it? Last day at a Disney park until we had to finish the rest of our trip off in our Airbnb and shit.
I am having a hard time remembering walking out of there. I remember it was crowded, but I don't remember. Yeah. We didn't stop and buy anything. It was just basically it.
Yeah, we just went straight home. Home.
Yeah, home. But that was our good summary. I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about more stories later on that we think of, but that was a really good breakdown of our trip to Disney. We didn't go to Universal.
Yeah, that's our next plan that we're gonna go. Next year is Universal, as well as
Epic.
The new theme park that they built, Epic Universe. Epic Universe. Yeah, that's our plans for next year, for our next adventure. Mm-hmm. We obviously you've been told that we couldn't do it this year to make ourselves sustainable, which is our plan from the get-go. We kind of felt reckless doing it the first time.
Yeah.
But it was always something that we wanted to do, and everyone talks about doing it for the right moment, and for us, the right moment is I don't know. We're not financially rich. Basically, we're not well off.
Well,
but we're not poor either.
Right.
At the same time, we're just right in that middle part to where you have to plan it. It's not going to come to you, and we have to say, okay, if we're going to do it now, we might as well, before anything else happens or anything else comes up. Let's do it now. We got to do it. Boom.
Yeah.
We did it. And then now obviously this year we're smart and say, okay, let's focus on what we have here. Boom, we're doing it. We made a garden. We're getting chickens.
We have like a football-sized garden or a soccer
Yeah.
field-sized
We're
garden.
we're doing all this good stuff for us basically, which is been the plan. This is all our plan, literally being executed before our very eyes. We're not
Yeah.
we're not people that have this kind of luxury. This is kind of a luxury to us, whether we realize it or not. But we've had these little luxuries that we can do to take care of and execute. And I don't want to waste any time not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I think especially in my earlier years, I did a whole lot of nothing, and it was very wrong for me to do that. Like when I look back on it, it's just so almost feels like embarrassing. And I wish I could go back and change that. I wish I can tell myself, oh, you should have had a good head start on this. Look how if you had just started this, look how it would have been now. Look at the build-up. It could have been a build-up to something amazing. But I wasted all these years doing nothing, and now I'm finally doing something. And I gotta be honest, it's all because I got with my fiance. That's if you're gonna strip down everything, that's basically what it is. She she really truthfully pushed me in the right direction. And this adventure of life started all because we were with each other and said, hey, why don't we go to Disney?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we do this? We're adults. We can do this. We have kids.
Yeah.
This is something we can do with our lives. And the year prior to us meeting, I didn't have an ounce of thought thinking I could ever do something like that, going to Disney, ever, until I met her. And then the dream that I had as a childhood, I think that's why it hit so much, is because you basically rejuvenated my childhood and made it a possibility.
I feel the exact same. I would have never have thought to I never even thought I could go to Disney before I met you. It was just not in the realm of possibility, basically. And moving here or living here after I wouldn't even say we took a chance on each other. We were perfectly compatible. We knew we wanted to be together, but it was either you live with me or I live with you. And moving here changed a perspective on my whole outlook on life. Like, we have this beautiful home. We're not lucky, but how do I say it? We're blessed to say in this day and age, we're two adults that fully own our home, no mortgage, nothing. Like, we have a home. We have a ranch. We're comfortable in that way. And so also getting close with my mother-in-law, it's like hearing all these things that she wanted to do became my new passion too. So it's like, oh, you want this garden? I'm going to work my butt off and try and figure out how to get this garden tilled.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And so I've never thought to be, I never thought, like, as even a child, every little girl or me specifically, I always wanted a horse. Never did I think I was going to get it. Like, getting with you has made all my dreams come true. You have worked to make my dreams come true. You got me a horse. You took our whole families to Disney. We have this set up. We're doing things we want to do, and it just wouldn't be possible without the balance of you and I. which I love. And I don't think we'd even be here doing this if it wasn't for, I guess, just the way things are working out. I know this was like a big whim for us. We were like, what if we did a podcast?
Yeah, and then we just bought all the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we literally just said, what if we do it? And then we did it.
Mm-hmm.
It's always with me, at least for me, I said, what if I do that? And then nothing happens. Finally, the question now has the anchor that I've always wanted. What if we do it? Okay, boom, let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's how everything is for us lately. Well, how it's always been. We were like, what if we had another baby? We had one. You know, what if I got a horse? I told you, you got me a horse. Like, what if we do this podcast? We did it. What about Disney? And now we're like, what if we can, you've done all this before on the farm and whatnot, but we now have chickens and we can have a whole bunch of eggs and whatnot, but we're also that garden. What I want to do is make a big pumpkin patch, and I can't wait just to give back to the community. I want the school to come down and the kids get to pick their own pumpkins for free and stuff, just because we can, which is such a beautiful thing. I just love it, and we receive a lot from the universe, but we also give back.
Yeah, trying to give back.
Yeah, with what we can.
With what we can, what we have. And I think that'll conclude our podcast.
I think so.
For this third episode. And nobody knows where the first one is. Only I do. But I ain't going to release that shit.
Number 3 is my lucky number.
Number 3. We did a rebranding as well. We're doing the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a whole shtick, as they call it. But, yeah, that's our plans. That's our life. And that's our autism.
I can't wait for further episodes too. We're going to go deep into this. I'm excited for future.
Yep. We're going to go deep.
In the murky, deep waters.
Yeah, in the murky, deep waters of Ohio. But thank you very much for listening. And for that one fucker in the audience who keeps trying to convert us. Just who the fuck are you? Who are you? Okay. But yes, thank you for listening. And you're going to be watching us too as well. We got a lot of good shit happening. And yeah. What, did you have any last words to say?
Just
well, too bad because this is over. All right. Thank you so much.
Wow, that sucked.
Totally, I got bored within the first second.
Right?
And thus concludes today's sermon. For no soul was saved, no truth was spared, and definitely no vapor was shared.
Yo, oh God, somebody clogged the toilet.
May your doubts stay charged, your masks stay on, and your cynicism blessed. This has been the Church of Cynics. Dismissed.